Hello there everybody, and welcome back to another Transformers review with me, Graham, also known as the Collector 75. Right, for today's review, continuing my Energon theme, and we're doing the last of the Energon combiners, which is of course Superion Maximus. This was one of the only ones that I wasn't actually going to buy. I didn't get the Japanese one. I actually waited, and I saw the European versions in like Woolworths and stuff, and I eventually just capitulated and bought them out there actually, just because I had nothing else to buy. Mainly because I'd seen them and I wasn't that keen on them really. But since I've actually taken them out of the packages, I took them out of the packages about a month ago now, and they've really grown on me actually. They've still got problems, which I'll come to, but for the most part, I actually quite like them. Right, we're going to start with. I've just wrote all the names down because I keep forgetting them. We're going to start with this little fella. His name is Wind Razor. Let me just hold him up there. He's just basically a little red jet, really, like a futuristic jet. Kind of, you know, you could call him an F-22, sort of like esque, but not really. You know, he's quite good actually. Does the part, looks like a jet. You know, on the bottom here we've got a little bit of kibble, which is his robot arms just hanging onto there. But you know, there we go. But other than that, he's pretty good. He has little landing gear. If you just sort of like flick it down without him falling apart. There we go, like that. And he's got some just under here, there, and some just there. You know, and he stands up on them pretty well. Other than that, you know, he's all right. Other than that, he doesn't really do a lot, really. Yeah, he has the Autobot insignia embedded in that sort of like little crystal chamber, if you will. Now then, as usual with all these Energon combiners, two of the figures are the same in fact. So we have this other fella here, which is a tread shot. And I put all like the Energon weapons on him, because these two come with these sort of like funny ones, which are just sort of like, I don't know, obviously translucent blue plastic with, I don't know really, they don't look that great to be honest, and I put the Energon star on him there. But, you know, they're not very good, to be honest. The weapons really do let them down on these figures. And of course, the weapons become the hands and the feet. And they're not very good. I know Fans Project did do the upgrade kit, which I haven't got. But I've seen the latest one they're doing for the Bruticus set. And I've just ordered them off eBay, actually. I did see a review on YouTube on them, and they look really fucking good. So I've got to get them. When I get them, I'll do a review on them, because I think they really are worth it, really. But in the meantime, I'll continue with this little fella. So this is Wind Razor. Let me just take him to robot mode. He's got quite an easy transformation, really. Just start under here, manoeuvre the arms out like that, and then just fold these little hinges around here. And we just get the arms out of the way. Then we disconnect the foot just off the side there on both sides. It's just pegged in. Then we just straighten it out like this. Rotate this joint around. And then rotate him at the knee like that, and then fold out the little foot. Then do the same on this side, rotate that all the way down, and then rotate it at the knee, pull the little foot down. Pretty easy really. And then basically just fold the cockpit down like that, and then everything basically fits into place. Spin his little head round like that, and then just manoeuvre the arms out, and then just rotate them like that, and like that. And so that's Wind Razor in robot mode. Now then, because two of these figures are the same, I just generally like to keep them a little bit different as I can. So on one of the figures I'll keep the back wings down like that, and on the other one I'll rotate them up like that and into position like that, like the transformation should be. Just gives them a tiny bit of difference, not much, but you know. But other than that, this is a great little figure. I love it, the robot mode. It's brilliant robot mode. Head will move and everything, and he's got some great light piping. It's not going to show up too well in here, but it really does. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen actually. But he's got great articulation. The legs will move anywhere you want them to go. And if you put his guns, he'll hold his guns in his hands. Not too well, because they're sort of like really long. You've got to put one in there like that. And you can't bend him too much at the elbow. You've got to turn it like that if you wanted him to do anything like that. Not great guns, I'll tell you that now. Anyway, so that's Wind Razor. Quite a good little figure actually, for what he is. For he was like a basic size one. Right, so who are we going to do next? It is Sky Shadow. Oh, pardon me. He is like a A10 jet. And this is a really good jet. When I got this out of the box, I absolutely bloody loved it actually. I thought it was a great representation of an A10. He's got the front cannon on the front. He's got this little gun under here, which is obviously the robot head just hiding. But it can move brilliantly, like you'd see on the old Lancaster bombers. Absolutely brilliant, I love it. And he's got the moulded jet detail of the engines on the front there. Absolutely brilliant, and you can just imagine this flying around. Like the two that are in, is it Terminator Salvation, you can see them flying about. So when you've got both these guys, sort of flying side by side. Really good. Love it. Yeah, so this guy is, yeah, Sky Shadow. Really good jet mode, I do like it. He's got landing gear as well, if you sort of like flip it out from the bottom here. Just under there, so you can see. And then he's got one at the front here, just under there, and it'll sit quite happily on the landing gear, no problem. We'll just put that away for now. And now then, let me show you his counterpart, which is of course Terradive. And he's a blue jet. Now I'll put the Energon weapons on him. You can put them on the wings if you want, or it will also fit just up here. I'm up above the cockpit, but you know, it doesn't really matter where you put it really, it looks a bit off. And I'll put the Energon star just up there. But that, you know, other than that, it's still good. I do like the colour variations on these. You can get, what was it, the official Transformers convention ones, when they gave away the magazine every year. I can't remember what it was. I saw one on eBay earlier, it was about 20 quid, but I'm not going to buy it. So. Anyway, right, we're going to continue with the transformation for this fellow, which is, keep forgetting his name, Sky Shadow. Right, so the first thing we do is disconnect the engines and just open them out like that. Those, of course, they're going to, of course, become the robot arms. Next thing we do is open up these piece of the fuselage. That allows us just to extend this bit all the way down to the back there. Now then, these are going to become the robot legs, of course. So we rotate these 90 degrees and then just separate the whole front section. And these are going to become the legs, of course. So we rotate them. There, oh, and then just fold up the robot feet, and then one foot does have like a gun on it, which is pretty cool. And then what we're going to do next, we're just going to sort these arms out, just bring them down and then rotate them around like so. Right, and that sorts him out. And then at the back here we just lift up this little panel and fold up the back section into there, and then this little head will just clip into place like so. And there we have, I've forgotten his name again already, is Sky Shadow in robot mode. You can rearrange, you can put the wings like that at the back, trying to give him a bit of a different look to his other counterpart. And you can manoeuvre these sort of like the back wings on his arms around as well if you want. But that's it. He does have a little trouble standing up though, unfortunately. And the hands are hidden behind the, what do you want to call it, propellers in there, or whatever you want to call them, I can't remember what they call them, these jets. But yeah, he's got a nice little head and he's got some good light piping coming through. I like it because you can put the little guns over him like a visor or some sort of weird binoculars if you want. Pretty cool. He's got the Autobot insignia embedded in that little bit in there. You know, and he looks good. The hands do remind me of the G2 Rotor Force. I can't remember his name. Has it Blitz or something like that? That was his European name, I think. I can't remember the American name offhand. But it's pretty cool. Just has a bit of a problem standing up. And of course you can put the Energon weapon just in his hand. Let me put that in it. And he'll hold that quite easily. Not a problem there. Yeah, so, you know, quite a good couple of figures. If he stood up better, it would actually be a damn good figure. But it does have trouble. Yeah, there you go. Just wants to fall over already, so I'm going to lay him down. Right, now then, let's get on to the team leader. This is, of course, Stormjet. This is a reused name. I think I used also the name back in, is it Robots in Disguise? I've got that one somewhere. This is kind of like a futuristic version of Silverbolt from G1, of course, because obviously this is sort of like the guy this is a homage after. Yes, it's like a futuristic sort of jet, like supersonic jet, if you will. It's pretty good. It's got some bad holes everywhere, if you know what I'm saying, where you can just see joints lurking about. It's all right. It's not bad. It's quite a good little representation of a futuristic jet. So, you know, it's not going to be too bad. And it's got a little landing gear just at the front here, if you can flip it down without, like I say, revealing everything. So there's one little wheel in there, and the others are hidden back here. Like so. There you go. And it'll sit quite happily again on all the landing gear and everything. Now it didn't come with no weapons or nothing, but you can, if you wanted to, you can use one of the other Energon stars and just stick that on him, like that. Right, so let's get on to the transformation. Now then, when I got mine out of the box, the legs had been assembled the wrong way round, so I managed to, after a bit of a looking at them, I managed to take them apart and just put them all around the right way, because otherwise you wouldn't have bent at the knees and you'd have screws showing where they shouldn't have been. Anyway, right, let's transform this. It's quite an easy transformation, really. We just bend that way, that was about 90 degrees. And then basically we take the legs from this section and just rotate them out to there. Fold the legs down. I'm going to come back to those in a minute. These wings are going to become the arms, so we just unpeg them from that little port and just basically just rotate the arms down. They're not the best arms in the world, believe me. We just fold the little wings out. Right, so then on the legs, we then have to rotate them about 180, and then just, they're on like a double hinge joint at the leg there. So as you've got to pull it out and round, and it like extends. So we do the same on this side. It's a bit fiddly, and then out and around. That forms his legs. Now then, his head. We rotate this 180, fold this up, and then at the same time we've got to break this joint here. Let me make sure you see it. There we go. So you can see it, and it comes all the way round, and then folds all the way down. Now then, there's a little peg just on the end of his nose cone, and that fits into a little hole just there. This isn't great, I'll tell you this now, right. Also, at the same time, you've got to move these funny little black and white joints out and extend this little white bit in and just sort of manoeuvre it up into the middle there. Not really too sure. I think it's just to give it a little bit more purchase in his midsection, so when you push on it, it's got something to push against. It's not great, and I'll tell you that now, and I'll come back to that in a minute. The little peg that bit fits into isn't great, and it always just wants to come out. Like, actually, it's already come out. It's a shame they couldn't have made it just a little bit bigger, or the hole a little bit there, because it's a bit funny. Anyway, right, then to get the head out, we just open this little section, just up there, and we fold this down, and then, at the same time, as you can see, it's a little bit fiddly. We've got to get these two little red sections. I'm going to show you in a second. Let me get them down. Pain of fucking arse this is. Like that. We have to put them flat, as you can see. Now then, he's got two little. He's got a little peg there, and there's a little hole just on his shoulder, and that fits into there. And that will hold them in place. Right, and we're nearly there. Right, we peg that back into that bloody hole, and we turn his little head round, and that is Stormjet in robot mode. Now then, these are the feet. Now then, you're supposed to put these down like that. And yes, they do add a little bit of stability, but they look really crap. So, you know. But now then, where I've managed to put the legs around like that, I can finally bend him at the knees now. And that is Stormjet, really. It's not a great sort of figure. He's got this massive hole in his chest. I don't think you can see it right through here. Definitely one of the letdowns, which is a shame, because usually I've noticed on these Energon combiners that the team leaders are usually the better figure, but this one, not so much. Yeah, so, right, I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to transform these back into the sort of like their component, but it's easy enough to get them into Superion Maximus, and I shall be back in a moment. Hello again, everybody. Right, here we go. I've just transformed them all back into their component parts. Easiest to get them into the parts for Superion Maximus. Right, I've already done two of them, because basically the transformation is exactly the same, so I need to show you on two of them. We're going to start here with Tread Shot. He's been, I've transformed him back into his jet mode, and it's very easy to get him into the mode for Superion. Right, we just pull out the arms like that. I'm going to take the legs out and just straighten them out like so, and then just rotate them around, and then basically at the bottom here we just separate him at the crotch, if you can get it in there. Fucking hell. There we go. So you just separate him like this and then rotate it all the way down, and as you can see there's a little catch just there, and then there's a little hole just on the side of his leg, and that just fits into there and will hold it in place quite easily. Do the same on this side. Bring it all the way down, and that will hold in there, like that. Make sure that will work right around. This piece just folds away, attaches to there. Now then, on the arms, we just rotate them around. As you can see, there is... Oh yeah, I just got to pull the feet down. Like so. As you can see, there's like a little sort of like hole basically there. I should have showed you on the red one. It's not so easy to see on the black one. And basically the little hole, little post, and then the hole in his fist will just easily just go on that and hold that in place, providing that stays in. And then do the same thing on this side, push the little fist in there, and that will basically hold him in place enough. Right, so then what we're going to do next, we put him down there, we take these little Energon weapons, and it comes with this sort of like centerpiece, and then on one of them, as you can see on this little tab here, he has like a ridge, and that is the one that fits in the side with the open end, and that just fits under there like that. And then with this one, which has no ridge, you just push it through like that, and then that forms this, whatever we're going to call it. Right, this is going to be a hand, so to form the hand, we then just bend the Energon weapons like that on both sides to form probably the weakest looking hand you've ever seen. Now I can see why Fans Project wanted to do their own version of it. Right, so the next thing you do is basically he's got two little posts just either side, and they'll fit into two holes under his feet. Just push them in. These don't seem the greatest. As you can see, it does sort of go in like that. And once you've got it and you're happy with it, he's got two little catches. I don't know if he's going to show it. You push your finger through, and you can see it sort of moving, and then it will just sort of catch under there to hold it, give it a little bit better purchase. And it should hold it a little bit better. Not great, but then again, what is these days? Anyway, right, so that is him in arm mode. Then all we do is I'm just going to move this little piece here. This is his connector, or connector Stormjet. Like that, ready to be an arm. So we're going to put him down there. As you can see, I've already done Wind Razor. Exactly the same. He just basically just keep these bits folded flat to become a foot. Right, the next one then is Sky Shadow. Here we go. I've already done the other one. He's got a very easy transformation. This one is easy too, but this one's just a little bit more involved. Basically all we do is we separate him at the cockpit, open this out, fold the cockpit like that, and then fold this other foot in. And as you can see, there's a little peg just here. This will fit into a little hole just under on his heel of this other foot. And there we go. Then we fold these little wings up. And that is basically it for him. We take the Energon weapon. We then just open it out all the way, like so. And then basically, he has a little hole just under there, and then there's a little peg just there. This will fit just in there, like so. Oh, and he has another little hole there, and there's two pegs. And one will fit in there, one will fit in there. And becomes a crappy foot. And then basically we're just going to move that. That's his connector right at the end there for Stormjet. And now, of course, this is, I keep forgetting his name, this is Terradive. Exactly the same. All you do on this one is just fold the wings up, and then basically this bit just fits over the gun. There's another little hole in there, and it just sort of fits in there to become, if you want to call that a hand, you can call that a hand, but I call it shite, to be honest. Right, now then, here we go with Stormjet. Stormjet is a little bit more involved. You fold up these bits on his feet. Then we rotate this around. Let me just move his arms out of the way. Rotate that around and also push it. I think you've got to push that up first actually. There's a little hinge just in there. I don't know if you can see. You've got to push it up and then rotate it. It's a pain in the fucking arse. Yeah, and then rotate it. That reveals the connector joint. So we're going to push that first. Fucking hell. Bloody Transformers. Right, so there's his legs done. Right. Next thing we're going to do is fold his little head around, like so. Fold these two little red bits up against him. Rotates back up. Now, his head then fits back into where it was originally for jet mode. Just going to fold this little bit out of the way for the minute. These little black bits fold down, almost so they're flat, and then the little white bits just sort of like stay sort of there roughly. Okay, then we rotate these almost to where they were in for jet mode. Then we push them in like that. Then we rotate them like that, and then rotate him at the wrist like that. And then there's a little notch just up there. This will fit into his robot hand, and it should just hold it tight like that. So we do the same on this side. Rotate it out, and then rotate it at the wrist just there. And then again, there's a little notch just there for his hand. That pushes in, and then it holds it pretty damn well. And that is that for that. And then the next thing we do is bring this bit back up and round. That comes back round, and then it all fits back into that notch. Flip this little bit forward. We take out Superion Maximus's head, rotate it around, pop it down. I never know why they put a moulded in Autobot symbol in there, because no one can ever see it. Anyway, we close that back up, and that is his torso mode for Superion Maximus. I love the light piping on that head. That is actually pretty good. Right, so now then we're going to attach all these. Just with all the G1 figures, you can attach any figure to anywhere. So we're just going to put these ones here for the minute. There you go, he's snapped on, no problem. We'll put the other arm on. That one will fit just there. There we go, he's in. Then we're going to put him on this leg down here. Oh, these feet are a pain in the fucking ass. Alright, if you can get it in, that is. Every time you push on it, this joint keeps moving. Like I said, if you can do it so it don't move at the same time, it's no problem. There we go. It's a bloody pain. Right, then we take the other foot, do the same on this side. That just fits into there. Ah, there we go. And that is Superion Maximus in all his combined glory. It's actually quite a good robot, apart from the legs, because on this joint, because now he's got so much heaviness, this joint just here, I don't know if you can see it, it's just sort of like there, it just keeps bending, and this little knot, this little front bit here, is the only thing that keeps it in place, and the peg is so tiny, it just barely holds it. So the minute you play with it, it just comes out and outmanoeuvres around. It's a bit annoying, but that is one of the only drawbacks. This guy just looks great. I do like it, and I wish I got the Fans Project upgrade bits for this, but I just didn't at the time. Mainly because I'd never taken this guy out of the box, so I didn't see the point. But the articulation is brilliant. You move all the way around, and his legs you can pose any way you want. Looks great on display. Love this figure. Just showing about the dodgy little shitty hands and the feet. But he stands up pretty well. You can just about stand him in any sort of pose, really. Absolutely brilliant. Head will turn and everything. Don't really pick him up if you can find him for a cheap price. I don't know. I did see him with the appendage kit for £200 on eBay. No chance. But it's still a great figure. Definitely you should try and get all three of these guys because these are brilliant. I do like them. Like I say, definitely changed my mind on these guys, and I can't wait to get the Fans Project versions for Bruticus Maximus because that will look absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to pop him down there. This has been Graham, I Collect 75, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.